Yo, he's like, do you want to date me instead, bozo? Yo, he was ready to take back shots for Kitagawa. Ayo! I know it takes a real man to be best girl. Oh, my dress-up darling, you just keep getting better. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and yes, Patreon for live reactions and exclusives live over there. So, my boy was willing to take back shots for Kitagawa, and I respect it. Now, granted, did he probably think he was gonna have to go that far? No, he thought maybe, hey, I'll swoop in. She's getting hit on aggressively, so you can talk with me instead. But just consider the fact that if these two did swing both ways, we all know most guys don't know what consent is. My boy would have been seeing the stars. But that's a real one for sure. He may not fight for her physically, but boy golly will he, take one for the team. I love how in the same episode when you have that level of humor, you have the prettiest guy known to man. I already know there's going to be some people who are going to get upset because, god damn it, I was attracted to this character, and now I realize they were a guy all along. It's always funny. But honestly, didn't expect that. I thought there was going to be a twist, but I thought it was going to be a more emotional twist. Like, hey, you know, it just felt like there was something being kept a secret. I guess there was, but I thought it was going to be something more along the lines of I'm not allowed to cosplay, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it was going to be. But the idea of like, hey, you know, do you want me to help you repair this issue? Okay, where should we do it? Oh, the men's bathroom. Well, can't come in. I read the rules. Damn it. I'm very don't worry. I'm a guy. Kitagawa was immediately like bitching. He's like, Nani? I love how if you look at last week's episode with the shopkeeper who basically saw the stars and saw the light, that wait a second, we're in a new world, damn it. Maybe I should go home and cosplay as a bunny guy too. Then the following episode, Gojo has the realization that the world's a lot bigger than he realized too. Just hilarious shit. But damn good cosplay, man. And the fact that in an episode that's like, you can equip boobs. It's something like that for the title. I read that at first, I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? And then I forgot about it. And then they show a picture of this guy cosplayed up. Has to be Photoshop, right? Like they look too real. Nah, baby, we can equip boobs. You want to show? Literally was the equivalent of, hey, do you want to see how I put my boobs on? Kitagawa, you bet your sweet ass I do. Let's get out of this joint. Hilarious. You end the last episode with our girl screaming into the mic going, are you guys dating? Everyone gangs up. And then Gojo's like, nope, Scooby-Doo's out of there. Now, I'm expecting, because I've seen enough romance series that goes the route of, like, kind of forced drama. And not to say that the forced drama doesn't make sense. Like, if you're, like, being screamed to your face, how could I date her? It does kind of seem like, oh, he never would consider dating me because something's wrong. So I do like that she got pouty, but not overly emotional about it. Kind of like, god damn it, this is now the second time. Like, why does he respond like that? And it's funny, too, because in this very episode where Gojo's like, you know, we're not dating, right? Like, no, like, we couldn't be dating. 5 minutes later, we see him go over to her home, carry her into bed, help her get changed, make her porridge, and take care of her when she's sick. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't be a good homie and do that. But I can safely say I've only done that for people I've dated. You know, like, this, I'm just hoping we get a Dangers in My Heart situation where by the end of the second season, they don't try to bullshit you for too long. Granted, I don't think it would be because of Gojo. I think it would be because Kitagawa had enough of the nonsense and just, like, kisses him or something. Either way, though, I love these two idiots. They're fantastic together. And I like, too, the subtle humor that's not necessarily like trying to tell a joke, but just the fact that she's such a little weeb. So he's in her room, which is just a degenerate mess, and her entire wall is tit. As we're having this scene of taking care of her, I'm like, oh my god. Ultimate gooner bait, man. It was such a fun episode. There was an issue. The initial time when I was watching this, the subtitles were mistimed, like after the opening, like school classroom onwards, so I had to stop and, you know, make sure my subtitles were fixed. Thankfully they got fixed relatively quickly, but still quite the odd experience for that. But a good episode, you know? Like, I'm not sure exactly what the arc is going to look like, or the arcs, however many it will be for this season. But, you know, we waited a decent wait for season 2. And overall, now seeing 2 episodes, I think the wait's been worth it. I've seen a mixed response on the production of this season. I'm of the camp that this season's better. But it's a different style of production than the first, and because of the more expressive style they're going for, it makes things look not as hyper realistic more often than not, and it has a more loose line work, a more abstract animation style. But the trade-off is that it has a more abstract feel visually, but it makes things way more expressive rather than just having super stiff, hyper realistic character designs. Like, it's not to say there isn't close-up shots that look really, really beautiful, but yeah, like, you can think of stuff like a Sunny Boy, or, you know, even how Dandadan has done some of its character designs in animation. That more expressiveness makes everything feel more alive. I do get why it could feel like a downgrade at face value, but when you actually pay attention to the animation, you realize that the art isn't looking ugly, it's just allowing the characters to feel more free. And personally, for me, I actually like the production of this season more. Maybe that'll be a hot take for some, that's fine. Hey, opinions. But it is worth at least bringing up once, because I did see a decent amount of people. It wasn't just like one or two people. It was a decent amount who was like, kind of like divided, like, oh, I really love the production. Or like, hey, is the production a downgrade? That's my 2 cents on the matter. But either way, it definitely feels like this season will be a lot stronger at building the relationship between these two, not only just as partners, as cosplayers, and the one making the outfits, but a romance as well. I mean, the fact that our boy gave himself a cold by sneaking onto the balcony because he didn't want them to see. Because you know damn well, if he would have walked out the front door, they would have thought that was a booty call or something, and I would have loved that. But she's like, bro, you were taking care of me, that's sweet as hell. She is definitely the one, in my opinion, who would confess first in some way. Now, here's the thing. These shows do like to give it to like the guy confessing, so that he might do it, but just given the nature that I've seen so far, she feels like the one who eventually will pull that dumb bastard in and say, no more of this, will they, won't they, I'm done. And at least the entire friend group too is like, hey, like, come on, let's do this. But, you know, thankfully, for Gojo's sake, because I don't think he swings both ways, he didn't have to take back shots. They were just hairdressers wanting to touch up her hair. Definitely had me baited. I thought that was a way different scene as well, but he may not throw hands, but he'll throw it back for her sake, and if that isn't a best boy, I don't know what is. But always remember, it takes a real man to be best girl. A scene by that cosplayer, and I absolutely loved it. You let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of this episode? Personally, I enjoyed this even more than last week's return, but you can let me know what you're feeling down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell so you know if I want to upload more, and Patreon is, of course, where we keep the full live reactions and other exclusives, like, hey, I give a video shout out to all of my patrons. So today we got Jean-Philippe, C, Dennis Jansen, James Reinhardt, Carlos Hencrick, Abraham Velquitz, DX, FBI, and we also have D-Chip. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.